Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Budget Bites video, or welcome if you're new. If you've never seen any of the Budget Bite episodes, then I'm going to leave the entire playlist linked in the description box below. And if you've been around here for a minute or two, then you know what these videos are all about. So let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right into it. Okay, I've got me a pan back here on the stove. I've put me a little olive oil in it. I'm going to be making a breakfast hash, so I've got two really small potatoes, and I'm going to get these peeled. I've got my potatoes peeled, so now I'm just going to slice them up into just small pieces. You can dice them up, just whatever size you want. Just keep in mind that the larger they are, the longer it's going to take to get them cooked completely through. My oil should be getting hot back here. I've got my potato diced up and I'm just going to put it in there. Now I'm just going to let this potato start getting cooked up. Now I've got these potatoes on a medium heat, but I am going to put a lid on that just so it will help the potatoes to soften up a little bit. We'll check them in a couple of minutes. My potatoes are coming right along. They're looking really good. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add in about a tablespoon of butter. That butter is just going to give this dish some added flavor, but it's not something that you have to use. Now, I didn't use just butter to cook these in. It would have been delicious, but butter burns very easily if you're not careful. And as long as this dish is going to be on the stove top, I didn't want my butter burning. I'm going to go ahead right here and add in some peppers and onions. Going to get those stirred up in there, and we're going to let this come back up to temp. I'm going to put the lid back on so that it can help it come back up to temp a little bit quicker. I've taken the top off, and now I'm going to season these just a little bit. So I'm going to go in with a little salt, a little black pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder. I'm going to let these continue to cook. Now I've got this diced ham, but I'm going to put some ham in here and we're going to let that get heated through. I've cracked 2 eggs into a bowl and I've added some salt and pepper. I'm just going to get those beat up real quick. I'm not adding milk to this today. I believe my potatoes are cooked all the way through. My peppers and onions have heated through and cooked down a little bit, and my ham is completely heated through. So we're going to add our eggs in. I'm just going to add them straight in to everything else. I'm just going to let those cook up, scramble them up. I do want to make sure they're completely done. I don't like runny eggs. Now, once I'm sure my eggs are cooked through, and they are, I'm going to turn the heat off. I'm going to add in some mild white cheddar. I'm just going to sprinkle this all over the top. And I am loving my new skillet. This is a ceramic non-stick skillet. And you can go from stove top to oven with this. It can take up to, I believe, I will check and make sure, but I believe it's over 800 degrees that this skillet can tolerate. So you can go from stovetop to oven with it. I'm not going to do that today because I don't feel that's needed for this. I have already turned my heat off, and I'm just going to put the lid back on, and I'm going to let what heat is left get trapped inside and melt my cheese down. Now this lid didn't come with this pan. This is a Red Chef pan, which seems to be a really good brand, and the price was extremely reasonable for what it is. This is a fairly heavy skillet, well made, riveted handles so the handles don't screw on. You don't have to attach it when it gets to your house. I will leave this skillet linked in the description box below. There we go. Cheese is all nice and melty. Normally I would use a spatula, a spoon, something to get this out of this pan, but there's really no need to. For this budget bite, I'm going to be using up my last English muffin from this pack. Now I have actually let mine thaw. I didn't want it frozen. And I'm just going to take some butter, and I'm just going to spread butter on the outside of each piece of this English muffin. I'm going to be using my air fryer for this, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to take the bottom section and I'm going to lay that in the air fryer. Just like that. I've got some Black Forest deli ham, and I'm going to take 1 or 2 slices of this and I'm going to layer it on top of the English muffin that's in the air fryer. So right back here I've taken me a skillet. I'm putting a pat of butter in it, and I'm going to let that melt down. So I've let my butter melt down, and I'm going to fry me up an egg. Going to add some salt and some pepper. I just tore my ham in half and kind of folded it over so that it would fit the muffin. And I'm going to lay me a piece of cheese on there. I'm going to give my egg a little flip. Okay, I'm going to take my egg over and we're going to layer it on top of the ham and cheese. I'm going to take my English muffin top, set it on top of everything, close it up. I'm going to cook it on 350 for about 3 minutes just to get it all kind of toasty and the cheese melted. Here's my ham, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwich. Looks and smells delicious. So I'm going to go eat. My next budget bite is very, very simple. I'm going to make a few smashed sliders. I have these in my big freezer, and that will finish off this box. I have these 3 little Hawaiian rolls that were hanging out in the little freezer. So this is going to get these gone because I'm going to use these for my buns. And I have these hanging out in my big freezer also. There might be 4 or 5 onion rings in the bottom of this thing. So I'm just going to take these and air fry them. So I have the last 3 of those little slider burgers. And I've put them in my little pan back here. And I'm just going to cook these up. Now I'm not going to season them just yet. We'll do that in just a minute. These little smash burger sliders don't take long to cook at all, and you cook them from frozen. They are very convenient. I'm going to season them up with just the basics. Some salt, pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder. I'm going to pop these in the air fryer on the last minute or so with the onion rings so we can get these heated up so they'll be softened up a little bit more. I'm going to add a little bit of Worcestershire sauce onto my little baby burgers. Everything is just about ready, so I'm going to take half slices of cheese and lay on the little burgers. We're going to let that melt down. Then we're going to get these little baby smash burgers put together. Okay, I'm going to get my little slider buns ready. I'm going to add some mayonnaise to them. A little ketchup. And a little mustard. And I'm going to add me some little dill slices. I'm going to put 2 on each one. Now we're going to get our little burgers put on. There you go. Great way to use up leftover Hawaiian rolls. Use them as a hamburger bun. And there was a total of 4 onion rings. I got those going too. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna go eat. For this next budget bite, I have pulled out my little crock pot. And I've got a package of chicken tenderloins right here. I got them for 50% off. And they were in the freezer. So I paid $3.54 for this pack of chicken tenderloins. I'm going to get them put off in this crock pot. We're going to get them turned on low. And let them cook for probably 3 to 4 hours. I'll check them for doneness and make sure they're at 165. But I think I'll just top it with some barbecue sauce after I season it and just let it cook all afternoon. Okay, I've got my chicken tenderloins in my crock pot. There were 6 decent sized tenderloins in that package. I'm going to be seasoning with some Holy Voodoo. Some onion powder. And some black pepper. Now I'm just going to pop the lid on it and I'm going to let that cook for about 1.5 hours to 2 hours, and I'll come back and I'll put the barbecue sauce on it then. And this is how simple this dinner is going to be. We're going to have the crock pot barbecue chicken tenderloins. I'm going to open a can of green beans. Y'all have seen me do that numerous times. I simply put it in a pot on the stove, add a little bit of water, a spoon of bacon grease, some black pepper, onion powder, and beef bouillon, and just let them cook low and slow just for, I don't know, 30-45 minutes. And we're going to have some minute rice. That's going to be it. Simple budget bite dinner. I'll show you the plate when the food is finished. It's been about 1.5 hours. My chicken is just cooking right along. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to add barbecue sauce to it. Now, we keep ours in a squeeze bottle. This is Sticky Fingers barbecue sauce. We love the Sticky Fingers sauce, so that's what we use. You use whatever you want to use. And I'm just going to squirt some of this barbecue sauce off onto the chicken in this crock pot. Use however much you want to. I'm going to let this chicken continue to cook on low for about another 2 hours. Our barbecue chicken tenderloins look delicious and it smells so good. Green beans are cooking. The rice is in this pot. I don't want to open it because I don't want to let any of the heat or steam out. But as soon as this rice and these beans are ready, we're going to make us a plate and we're going to eat some dinner. I'll show you the finished product. And here is my finished plate. And barbecue chicken tenderloins, green beans, and some rice. I'm gonna go eat. Okay, I thought we'd take a little look in the freezer and see what kind of progress we have made. Now, in the door, you're gonna see everything is pretty much the same. Okay, I don't think I've used anything out of the door. I've used some yeast, I've used some flour and cornmeal, but it hadn't got rid of it, so those are pretty much the same. But I want to show you this. I want to show you this top shelf in the freezer. I'm actually able to see that I'm making progress. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? Don't that look good? You can actually look. You can see the top. So I still have, I'll always have a thing of dog cheese in there. That's just, I keep one on hand. Don't want to run out because I want him to be able to take his medicine. So I still have those hot dog buns, but I still have the ballpark franks too, so that's okay. We'll get to that. Still have some Kaneka and some ham. There are 2 packages of those sugar cookies. I still have the Havarti cheese, some brioche bread. Still have a roll of hot breakfast sausage. So this bottom shelf is pretty much the same. I hadn't really used anything out of it. I still have the sausage strips. These are really good, and I want to come up with a recipe to use that with. I still have just a little bit of broccoli in here, and that whole container of things, that's still full. So down here, I still have the little 2 rolls. I was actually going to fix that for dinner last night, or cook that with our dinner last night, and I forgot about them, so I didn't have time to thaw them and let it rise and all that. So there's still things down here. There's still ham. We'll get there. But this top shelf, I am so excited about. It's not far from being completely cleaned off. Okay, I just wanted to give y'all a quick update on what was taking place in the freezer. I hope you enjoyed today's Budget Bites video. I hope it gave you some inspiration or ideas on things that you can make with what you have in your fridge, freezer, and pantry. If you enjoyed the video, go give it a thumbs up, share the video, and leave me a comment below. Let me know what you've made this week from things in your fridge, freezer, and pantry. I'll see you in the next one.